Hello.
Hello. It's time for Thought Shifting Thursdays. And Instagram is checking connection. All right, we're connected. Let's get you centered here. Last time I think you were way off to the side.
Oh, it was I.
Yes, we need to be
That's
balanced.
okay.
Pause due to poor connection.
All right. Well, you just
Been
keep
having
going.
trouble with the phone all day long. So,
All right.
all right. So if you don't get this on Instagram, go to our Facebook page. Instagram's being a little testy today. So maybe it's the win. Anyway, we're talking about sacred ceremony today. So last week talked about the importance for human beings to have sacred ceremony and ritual in our lives, because, you know, as I said last week, if we're not engaged, if we don't have sacred ceremony in our lives or ritual, then what happens is we have repetitive or obsessive ritual. We do the same things over and over and over and over again to somehow calm us down, but it's not really helpful for us. What is helpful is when we gather together, or even personally, create rituals for our lives, or engage in powerful rituals that have been handed down through the ages, through different tribal communities and so on. So today we're talking about specific rituals. You've got one coming up this Sunday.
So excited. I'm so
Tell us
excited.
about it.
So it's my very first cacao ceremony. I'm co-facilitating with Maureen Cox, who is a superstar in the food industry. And she has a beautiful ritual that she does, preparing the cacao with heart crystals and putting intention in it, and getting the cacao with our intentions in there.
With the crystals in the cacao
crystal.
as it cooks, right?
Well, we're going to boil the crystals in water, and then we're going to do the cacao in that water.
Right, the crystals with the intentions in it from each
Yes.
participant.
Well, the crystals are going to be taken out, I assume. I don't know.
You're not drinking the crystals?
Anyways,
There's
we're gonna pray.
Post-ritual emergency room.
We're gonna pray through it, breathe through it. We're gonna have intentions, and I'm doing a sound bath. While after we drink it, everybody's gonna settle down and really absorb this food of the gods, as it was called. The Mesoamericans have been doing this for thousands of years. My ancestors, the Mayans, have been and are still doing that. So I'm just really, really excited to do this.
So it's only for women, so I cannot attend.
Nope.
Unless I put on a dress, maybe?
No men.
What if I identify?
Only.
What if I identify as a woman?
Then you can come.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll see. I've never done that before.
I want you to be a man, okay?
Oh, well, gosh, you're so old-fashioned. So, hi, Naomi. Love you. So, and speaking of Mayan ancestry, you are participating in a retreat, doing a plant ceremony as part of that retreat with our friend Becca Yafante, and that is, and so part of that is a sacred bathing, sacred bathing exercise that goes on, and she's been doing this for years now, and going to nature places and bathing. Sometimes, you know, it's clothing optional, right? As I understand it. So
It's only for women again.
right.
And you know, the optional of clothing is to give us the power, because sometimes women are the ones that we're more scared of than men, being criticized, you know, for our body and the image that we have. And if you can do that as a group of women, I think it'll bring a lot of power to what it. But it's optional. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to. You can keep doing what you do, you know.
Right. And
keep your clothes on.
and you know, it's all centered around the power and the purifying qualities of water. Right. Our bodies are, I forget what is it?
A lot.
80% water, right?
Maybe more.
And so, and so also coming down from the Mayan tradition, and Rebecca's been doing this for years, but she went to Belize recently and got some Mayan rituals around this, and you know, it's just all about honoring the sacredness of water and its purification. And it's interesting because when I was talking about this a couple weeks ago, realized that in our sweat lodge ceremonies, when you pour the third round, you splash people, and
it's just been a natural thing for me, and now you're bringing this up, that it's what the Mayans used to do.
Exactly.
It's a ritual.
It's a
purifying
ritual.
ritual.
And so you thought you're just cooling people down, but really it is a sacred ceremony to help purify.
And now I have that in my head, and now, you know, it's going to be a little bit more sacred.
Cool. And you know, from talking with Becca, the sense that I get about it is that just imagine for a moment a circle. I'm trying to think if this would translate well for men, but I don't know. That's a whole other thing. But a circle of women. If I were a woman and I were in a circle of women, naked or clothed if I want to be, in a hot spring, and in a circle, right? And even for people that maybe don't even go in the hot spring, if some don't, they can be included in this, and actually sharing what you're experiencing right now, right? In that, being vulnerable and purifying with the water and sharing from a heart space. I just can, I mean, you know, we do our Primal Fire retreats, and people become vulnerable and have amazing transformations. For a women's group, I could see how, and we do women's circles as part of the retreat sometimes,
yes.
But I can imagine just how empowering that could be for women.
Yes, I'm envisioning that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a plant ceremony that goes along with that retreat. I put in the description. Let's see, and Naomi says, just spent time in healing water, hot springs, with daughter while the wind gently blew cherry blossoms. Oh, I love that. I love that. And so, you know, we do medicine ceremonies as well. And, you know, in all of these ceremonies, there's a sacredness to it. Right? And the sweat lodge, something that's been done by tribal communities. You know, we know them best as Native American ceremonies, as Temescal in Mexico.
And South America and Central America.
Well, and every continent has had sweat lodges of some form, where
yes.
people go into some place in a sacred way and sweat to purify, right? Again, and by the way, it's wet. It's wet heat, right? We're pouring water on the stones, on the grandfather stones, honoring them as they heat the lodge, and the heat creates the sweating and the purification. That way, we're purifying physically through the sweating and the heat, right. And emotionally and mentally, spiritually through the prayers that we say during the ceremony and the tribal chants that we do. So all of these things are, I tell you, if you're not doing sacred ceremony of some form, do something. Connect with, you know, you may not be local to us, but connect with people.
Or just go out in nature, you know. I mean, sacred ceremony or something that you do sacredly could be waking up and thanking God, doing a little prayer because you're alive. What a gift this beautiful life is, you know. I mean, people are not doing it. I don't think that they're doing that.
Most people don't. Most people are doing the repetitive or obsessive ritual, and without having that sacredness in our lives, that's what happens. Is we become obsessive, we become neurotic, we become psychotic sometimes, right? Because by nature, we as human beings, we need to gather with people and move together and sing together. Oh, I said I was going to share this this poem that I'm going to, let's see, where could I find it quickly? I'll see if I can find it while you're talking for a moment. But I did want to also bring in, you know, plant ceremonies and what we've started. And there's a link to one of our meetup groups for our psychedelic integration
Circle.
And so our first one, not our first one, but our next one is going to be on the 26th, next Wednesday. So if you're interested in psychedelics and everything psychedelics, that's what we'll be talking about. And by the way, in the chat or the comments, would love for you to share what are the sacred ceremonies and rituals that you're involved in. Because I know that while most people aren't, most people watching this video are. So we'd love to not just be talking about what we're doing, but we'd love to hear about what you're doing.
Yes, what are you doing? I was listening to a podcast on the lady that bought out the chicken soup for the soul empire, and she was talking about what she does to make herself happy and the rituals that she does. And the co-host was talking about doing this with kids. It's a 3-part thing. It's a popsicle, poopsicle, and dreamsicle. So popsicle is, you gather around the table with your children to eat, I hope. And popsicle is what good thing happened to you today. Poopsicle is what bad thing or wrong thing happened to you today. And dreamsicle is what are your dreams? Dreams for the future. I thought that was so clever, especially with smaller children, to do that and to appreciate and realize what's going on in their lives every day. I'm trying to figure out what my theme for next month's Women's Circle might be, and I think I'm going to go with something like strategies for happiness, strategies
for
gratitude, something like that.
Grateful life. Yeah.
Right, and how we can have these rituals, these things that we do to be thankful for everything that has happened to us or that is happening to us.
That can be a ritual in of itself. Is the gratitude list. What are some of the other ideas you were talking about? Strategies for gratitude.
Well, the writing the journal, and we do our love journal, right?
Every night.
But another thing is.
You said calling people.
Yes. It's texting, calling, or writing. Nowadays, texting is the most easy thing to do. One person, she suggested every day, but if you can't, maybe once a week. Writing a little, sentence or 3 sentences to a friend or a relative. They don't expect it. Here you are writing something that says, I love you because of your smile. Mm-hmm. Or something very simple, very, very, very personal.
Because I would probably just create a, standard one.
Oh, come on, you. Jesus Christ.
I'm just kidding. All right, here's this poem. I did want to, let's see, what else did Naomi say here? Just in time for the solar eclipse. Excellent. Solar eclipse. We're doing a sweat lodge this coming Saturday. By the way, we've got some open spots for it. It's actually it looks like it's going to be a fairly small turnout, so be a nice intimate one.
You were going to read a poem.
I'm going to read a poem.
Okay, go ahead.
By Chalan Harkin. It's called The Worst Thing. The worst thing we ever did was put God in the sky out of reach, pulling the divinity from the leaf, sifting out the holy from our bones, insisting God isn't bursting dazzlement through everything we've made a hard commitment to see as ordinary, stripping the sacred from everywhere to put in a cloudman elsewhere, prying closeness from your heart. The worst thing we ever did was take the dance and the song out of prayer, made it sit up straight and cross its legs, removed its rejoicing, wiped clean its hip sway. I love that. Its questions, its ecstatic yowl, its tears. The worst thing we ever did was pretend God isn't the easiest thing in the universe, available to every soul in every breath. Isn't that powerful?
Bring God down down to a.
It's right here. It's right here.
Yes.
It's in these leaves behind us. It's in a labyrinth. It's in every one of you. It's in every one of us. It's a song. There's an old spiritual song called "It's in Every One of Us." And see that movement she's doing? That means it's time to stop. You can just go like this. All right, so that's it for today because the boss has spoken.
I'm going to take care of a sick friend today, so I need to get going.
All right. So we love you all, and have a fantastic rest of your week and great weekend, and do something ceremonial. It's by yourself. Gather a few friends around.
Yes.
Or come visit us and do something with us. We love you guys, and if you got some value out of this, give us a like. Give it a share to someone that might benefit from it, and tell us what you're up to ceremonial-wise. All right, we love you, and we'll see you next week.
I hope.
All right, let's do this one first. Oh, you can't do it that way. There we go. And video.
Okay.
And video.